Share the link.
Yeah, we go on usually about 10 minutes earlier, so everybody can kind of get a visit
Oh,
into the war
pre
room,
pre-show, pre-game show, or whatever.
Yeah,
the
I'm
the
putting
war
out
room.
I'm sharing out the link right now.
Okay.
As
All
we
right.
speak.
All right.
We are live on YouTube, guys.
What's up, YouTube?
Yeah, so like most people, Matt, we didn't intend to put this on YouTube, but YouTube channel's lagging, so we film it for the podcast formats. But I don't pay attention to the YouTube chat because I don't like to interview
I
that
do.
way because then you get distracted. Sean
Speak,
watches it, then he falls asleep.
speaking of which, speaking of which, is Bree there tonight?
She is, but she's cooking dinner right now,
Okay, well, she'll probably be keeping an eye on the chat too.
probably.
There we go. Starting a little early. Okay.
While we are waiting on the wifey to come in,
Yep.
uh,
She's
where you located at?
currently Camp Pendleton, California.
California. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, I was just going to ask you, if the sun was trying to kill you there like it is here.
No, it's not. It's probably not. Where are you at?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh no, it's probably. Um, I would say it gets humid a little bit sometimes there. I'm actually from Fort Wayne too.
Oh, you are, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would read Facebook bios, you would have known that.
I don't. I don't. I don't care to. I just want to ask him the questions, and I want him to tell me.
He's
We're gonna
like,
have a
Sean
personal
Sean
connection.
will do all that crap.
She's trying to join, I think. Um, she says, I can't find anything. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. So. Okay, so I shared it on two different places. I'm going to also.
All right. Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We don't do this too often on midweek.
Oh, really? There we go. We got that there. Some people were wanting the link, so I'm sending it to them specifically. And
Is there any way to turn up your microphone a little bit more?
that's weird. That's so low. 1 second. Audio settings.
Well, that sounds better. You were closer. I don't know. I can you take the foam off of it?
No, it's not that. I think it's specifically this, to be honest,
Okay.
because here I could put up my gain a little bit.
Well, what we're gonna need you to do is just make love to that microphone during this interview, okay?
I just turned it up more.
There you go.
The gain's higher.
All right.
Check.
Yeah, YouTube, if you're hopping on, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do this every week, every Monday night. As we film for our podcast, you now get to join in. And if your question is relevant enough, then we might ask it. Odds are we probably won't. But Sean's a nice guy. He might.
1 second. Is Zoom available in Finland?
I'm not sure.
That's where my
I
wife.
know, like, because I was on a podcast a couple weeks ago with somebody in Japan. No, it was Australia, and Australia's version it limits you to certain things.
Hmm. Oh my gosh. She says, I broke my nail polish bottle. There's glass everywhere. I got extension cord. Party the plug things in. Just join when you can. So we can just start if you want. And if she joins, she joins.
Ooh, wait a minute. Can you hear it?
Nope. I can share it though.
Location we have
I already kind of hear, but not good.
on this house.
Here, I can share it myself.
Cover. Dark.
Stop. Why is it not stopping?
It's possessed.
Something I don't think any of us expect. Oh wow.
It's not stopping. Just exit out of it. I can share it.
Jesus. Sean, why don't you teach me these things? You're muted. Never mind. This is going to be the worst.
Because you're a grown ass man, you should be able to figure it out for yourself.
Well, I got audio on it and you didn't. Okay. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready. We can get rocking and rolling.
Okay.
And, when she gets it, she can hop in whenever she would like. And we'll go from there. You ready, Sean?
I was born ready. I don't know for what, but.
All right. Here we go. Recording to the cloud.
Welcome back once again to the Old World Paranormal Podcast. The prodigal son Sean has returned after leaving poor Nick and Bree stranded on a desert island for a couple of episodes. But you know what? Barbecues and family stuff, right, Nick? Nick always makes a joke that I go to a lot of barbecues, which sometimes turns out to be true. But June is a crazy month over here at the Sean household. It was my 18th wedding anniversary, my daughter Hannah's 14th birthday today, Father's Day, my birthday at the end of the month. It's just a crazy time. So, in fact, we were out at dinner tonight for my daughter's birthday, and I managed to make it back just in time so that Nick wouldn't shout me out and trash talk me at the beginning of this episode. That's the only reason I'm here. Every time without fail. So it's good to be back. I really would have loved to have been a part of the last couple ones, but I'm sure we'll have other opportunities again, and I'm kind of excited about tonight. So this is episode, is it 118, Nick? It
is 119.
119. See, that's what happens when I'm gone for a while. Episode 119. Don't forget, no matter what podcast platform you listen to, we are probably there. Everywhere from Apple Podcasts all the way to Amazon Music. And I typically upload within a couple days of the podcast, except here recently. But I did upload episodes 118 and 117 today, so those are both available for your ear holes.
Listeners, do you want to know why it took him so long to upload 117 and 118?
I just explained all that, but go ahead.
It's because you weren't on them.
I was like, is that what it was?
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
That's right. Yeah, I would have edited out all your bullshit, but I don't edit, so what you hear is exactly how it goes. Back at it we go. To everybody tuning in on YouTube, thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a like and tell a friend or 10 because we're awesome.
So, like Monday, we have another gentleman on here, and hopefully his wife can join us here if the Zoom works out for her. But like the gentleman Monday was, he's an Army veteran, filmmaker, and
The Army.
a bunch of
Marines.
other stuff.
Not the
So I'm like,
Army.
what? Let's. Well, I know you're not Army. I know.
Yeah, I think
Calm
the
down before you shoot me from California.
I think the resume of today's guest kind of outweighs that a little bit.
What are you
Uh,
saying? The Marines are better than the Army?
Yes.
I mean, they all
Well-
serve.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I were to join a branch of the military, it would probably be the Marines. I would never make it through basic training.
Yeah.
And never would have, but the Marines are pretty badass, dude. I mean, no disrespect to any other branches, but the Marines are pretty badass.
Wow. Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard. God, you guys are getting bashed on here.
Did you say Coast
We
Guard?
always do this.
The
Forgot
Coast Guard. What's wrong with
forgot
Coast Guard?
Space Force. How about Space Force?
I did forget Space Force. It's gonna be fucking huge.
Huge.
Best Space Force ever. We're gonna have
But
ships
anyway.
like Star Wars.
But anyway, yes, our guest today is a current active duty United States Marine. And of course, we all definitely thank him for his service. It's because of guys like him that we got to wake up this morning and we get to do this podcast today and say whatever the hell we want. So definitely a big thank you to you. But in addition to that, he's a paranormal investigator, executive producer, award-winning documentary filmmaker, YouTuber, photographer. The list goes on and on. We'll talk about a lot of these things tonight. But please welcome Matt Benton. Helena will be hopefully joining us at some point tonight. And we're getting ready to get down and dirty with some pretty awesome stuff tonight. And I think we're going to get can we call it a worldwide sneak preview?
Sure. Yeah, it's a sneak preview. That's fine because I know that it's going to be seen by a lot more people in the future. So it's like
Sweet.
it's going to be a little sneak peek.
What are you saying, Matt? Just because we have 5 listeners, it's okay? Was that a dig towards us?
No, it
Well,
wasn't.
four of them were
It was
in Russia.
more of that.
Are you still mad about the Army thing?
No, no, that's not that. It's more of that the fact that we it's going to be all over for television stuff too. So a lot of people that don't even know anything about me, even me, is going to be seeing it. So and I'm not, when I say even, I mean like paranormal, like the person that's creating it, not like in that way, because I'm not big either. So it's more of like new viewers are going to come by and see it, the trailer on Amazon Prime, Vudu, Apple TV, and all that. So
Gotcha.
Tonight you'll get you guys that are watching us on YouTube, you'll be seeing it first. So pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll let it slide that he took a big dig towards us. And
What do you mean?
Thank you for your service, Matt. I appreciate it.
Adam Stone felt that shot. I'm sorry. That's not what I meant.
Yeah, Adam Stone feels a lot of shots.
Even from my end, the same thing. I just didn't do a full public release yet because I don't want it to be in the internet space right now. But when it's coming from like a live stream, it's a little bit different. It doesn't say Evil Unearthed trailer on it, so it's not like people are going to search for the trailer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's okay like
Gotcha.
this.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
Well, brother, I mean, obviously we have found out now that you're in the Marines and paranormal investigator, award-winning award. Let's talk about that first. What award did you win?
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. It's like there's a lot of I actually made I did a lot more film festivals than I thought I was gonna need to do. Actually, no, sorry. I did a lot more film festivals than I needed to do because I didn't think I was gonna win that many, to be honest. Because I won 24 awards surprisingly, and I was expecting it to be like maybe 2, maybe 1, 2 awards. That's it, and that's why I submitted to so many film festivals. But turns out it won 24. So I won for best director, best first time director, best indie feature film, best documentary film, best sound design, best editing, a lot of different things from different film festivals.
His trophy case is full.
Do you have to pay to submit it?
Yes, you have to pay to submit to film festivals.
Gotcha.
Kind of like a donation.
So these are legit film festival. You didn't make this shit up, right?
No, you can look them up right now.
You're such an ass.
I could tell you some of them.
My job is to make him uncomfortable. I'm probably not going to, since he is a Marine, but what else am I supposed to do on the show, Sean? If you want to do an interview, you can do it.
Hey, he'll kick your ass. I'm not worried
I
about
know he'll kick my ass, but that's why I'm gonna stay like 100 states away.
it.
Yeah.
What got you into this, man?
Sorry.
Obviously, okay, there's two different aspects to this. I mean, obviously a lot of people get into paranormal, but then actually getting into the filming aspect of it and stuff like that. I mean, what drew you to that?
Basically, actually, it started from my personal experience at the Old Washoe Club in Virginia City, Nevada, in summer of 2011. Said the story so many times I can say it very quick.
Right, I get it.
So basically, during the summer of 2011, I went to the Old Washoe Club and I asked a very specific question to the crypt. If there's something there, can you please move something or make some kind of noise? Piece of brick was thrown. So that was basically the situation that was like, yeah, I'm hooked. I want to do this for a living. I didn't know you can get a direct response like that, kind of like the shows that Ghost Hunters and all that. And so I was like, okay, I just had my first experience, and like, sorry, not my first experience, my first actual communication experience. Because all the other times I've experienced the paranormal, like I used to see shadow people a lot when I was very young, and so there was a big difference between actually communicating and then just having an experience. So that was that moment. I was like, whoa, you can actually talk back to these things and get responses back. Like I wasn't 100% about that. Even though I was on the shows and everything, you kind of have to see it to believe it. And so that's kind of what started it for me. I was like, I want to do this. And then I was already interested in filmmaking way before the paranormal because I used to watch all the making, the behind the scenes of stuff, like on the DVDs. I would watch the behind the scenes of every movie, and it just fascinated me. And then I just went down that path of trying to make my own episodes. A lot of a lot of learning during that because my old stuff is trash. It's trash for sure.
You never look at the old stuff, man, because it's never good enough. As you progress forward, like never look back and watch your old shit. You're like, oh my god, this sucks.
Yeah, it not just the I mean, sorry, not just the filmmaking and also the editing that sucks, but it's also me as an investigator. I was like so cringe. I was so cringe. I was 16 years old when I started. I'm 29 now.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome.
This begs the question too, and I can't remember who it was that we asked the same thing of, but I'm going to make the assumption that you have been overseas, Middle East
I've not been
already.
overseas yet. No.
Oh, you have not?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going in April.
Okay. I was going to ask if you had any experiences in any other countries. I can't remember who it was we asked that, but it was Mark Bolden actually.
I don't remember, dude.
Yeah, because we had talked to somebody and they were over in the Middle East and were telling us about some experiences that they had over here, and then we got into the conversation about gin and stuff like that. So
I've had one experience with in the military, which was we went into this one field op and we were doing a recon mission. This is like all like made up stuff. This isn't like the real recon going to do actual missions. It's more like training recon. So we got into this mount town. A mount town is basically where you do CQB stuff and all that, basically. And so we found this mount town to just recon from inside the building and kind of like shut the window slightly and stuff like that. Well, we were at the time, it was nighttime, so most of us was going to sleep, and there's two of us on fire watch, just looking out the window, seeing if there's any enemy coming by. And all of a sudden, me and this other Marine here, all of a sudden, like this, like Native American chanting, and they're like, "What the hell?" This is like on Marine Corps base, and it just came out of nowhere, and then it just went away, and then didn't come back. It was just very strange. So that was like the only paranormal experience I've had in the Marine Corps.
That's awesome. That's an amazing experience.
Yeah, and it makes sense because there's Camp Pendleton area. There's history of Native Americans in those. It makes sense because of the hills there. Looks like a place that Native Americans would stay at.
now, where you guys were at, was it in any close proximity to reservations? What was it? Was it flat, hilly?
It was hilly.
where voices would travel. I'm looking at it from a debunking
yeah, it was
perspective, I guess.
if it was too close, the sounds were too close. It was definitely
Okay,
way far away from the
gotcha.
regular like civilization.
That's pretty cool. Give you enough to give you chills, huh?
It was pretty cool. Yeah, we both heard
He's
it
like,
too. We both reacted to it.
No?
he's looking at each other like, it's cool. It's cool. How do your colleagues take you at what you do?
Sometimes make fun of it. Some of them think it's pretty cool what I do. So it's like kind of mixture of both. I've been dealing with that since I was in high school because I started when I was in high school. So been through high school, been through all my jobs of them knowing what I do, and same with the Marines. So it's like it's become very normal for me.
So when you're standing in front of your superiors and he's drilling you like in your face like he's pissed, does he start making fun of you like you stupid ghost hunter? Like
No.
no.
Then he just starts showing them pictures of his award collection. Like, hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a funny experience actually. So I'll tell you this: like, I was made fun of a bit from another unit I was in, but then when I told him that I made $78,000 from my last film, then they all shut up. So it was like, so it was kind of funny when you put it in that way because they were making fun of me the entire time for it. So now they don't
Do
make
you
fun
have
of me for it.
do you have any of your fellow Marines that have joined you in investigations or anything?
No, I'm gonna
No?
try and keep it professional. I don't want
Okay.
to have,
Separate them.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I just didn't know if maybe there were some people that you were really tight with that you got involved. I
No,
get it though.
there's a lot that want to join, but I'd like to keep it with my team because,
Sure.
like I said, I'm trying to keep it professional. Maybe if it was like a small little investigation for YouTube, maybe.
Hmm.
But hold on, I'm sending you this link to. Okay, so basically, it was what was I saying? Yeah, so I'd like to bring him maybe on a small thing, but I usually don't. I haven't yet actually. Be honest. It's more because I'm trying to keep the investigation integrity and not messing around type thing because they would mess around.
That sounds like
So
a TV show
It's kind
idea
of
though.
like
A team of paranormal investigators that are all former Marines
yeah.
employing tactics. Oh man, that'd be pretty sweet.
They
Marines
actually
on a different style of recon mission.
Yeah,
that's funny that
yeah.
you mentioned that because I actually got the nickname Matt Tactical in in the paranormal field. So because I don't know if you saw, but I wear a helmet in the paranormal. It's my own design. It has a Zoom Q2N that's formatted into full spectrum, and then it has two deadlights on it from Josh Bender, and then basically a battery pack in the back. I can show you it. It's right behind me. Collection.
Okay, this is about to be super dope. Watch.
So this is my setup.
That's interesting.
That's pretty cool.
This is my logo.
That is,
The battery
that's
pack
cool.
in the back. Yeah. But this is like the best like portable camera that could mount onto something because of the sound quality. The thing that's the problem with GoPro is the sound quality isn't as good. So,
Right.
so this one takes care of that. And then these IRs, this is like the 2.0 version because these IRs were not on this version before.
Gotcha. Upgraded.
Yes, this is the upgraded version. Looks way better. And Helena's in the chat. She says she'll be here soon. Just having some technical difficulties over there.
So it leads me to my next question. I mean, obviously, so you don't go out, like just to have some fun. Like we're just gonna go ghost hunt. We're just gonna go have some fun. So, typically when you go out, I mean, you're doing a full blown investigation. Like it's
I wouldn't
serious.
say always. I would say because sometimes I collab with people that I have like I don't do things the same way as some others.
Mhm.
So I let them do their thing, and it's more for fun then. But when it's my investigation, like doing a big documentary shoot or a paranormal research unit thing, which is my team, then it's more serious. But when I do collabs and stuff like that, I have it a little bit less serious because I'm not going to tell person I'm collabing with how to do things.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, so I let them do what they want to do. I let them use their apps or whatever they want to do. So that for me personally, that's just something I don't like. I don't like the apps. I don't like the SLS camera. Don't like uh, a lot of devices that give a lot of false positives. The only one that I kind of like still, because I've had good experiences with, but I know it gives a lot of false positives, is a spirit box. Because back in my old days, I've gotten literally straight on conversations with the spirit box, and that's why I still has a special place in my heart, even though I know it's not evidence. It's not the. It's very equally just as much of false positives as those other things I mentioned. But it's just that I've never had like there's some moments I've had the craziest responses, like just sentence wise too, not even just words, sentences being said to me, uh, responding directly. So that's why I still have a small place for that one, even though I know it's not evidence. The
Well,
other
why? Okay, so on the spirit box, I'm guessing you're referring to like an SB7, SB11, something like
yes,
that.
yes.
Okay. Do you not think the spirits can manipulate those radio waves to speak to you?
No, I believe that. That's what I'm saying. It's my belief in that. I believe they use the frequencies. And so, and the reason why I believe it's the frequencies, not the white noise, because some people believe it's the white noise and everything. I don't believe that, because if that was true, you could just turn, well, the new SB7 Pro, for example, you could turn off
Right.
the antenna completely and you won't get any voices
I
unless you're
don't
doing it.
believe in the white noise thing.
Yeah, neither. So I believe it's the frequencies. And that's just my opinion. It's a belief, and I know it's not very scientific. I know that. And so it's just that's the only thing that I kind of hold on to a little bit, just because for my own opinions about trying to get answers for my, I guess, my own paranormal research, for example. Like, here's the thing: I actually big experience from the Harrisville haunting documentary I did. Um, I would say I went back to being a little bit more spiritual than I used to be because of the Harrisville haunting documentary. I had a personal experience at the end of the film that kind of changed everything for me, because I went from pretty spiritual in the beginning when I first started, then I started getting more and more jaded and more
Right.
scientific, and then a lot more skeptical about everything. And then the Conjuring house happened, and I had that personal experience, and I was like, okay, I need to start being open minded to the spiritual side again. And so I started opening myself up more. Still, having some skepticism, and especially when it comes to equipment, but a bit more open minded than I was. My wife, my wife would hate me from the time I used to be. Oh, there she is. uh, from the time I used to be, because I was even worse when it came to the skepticism.
And shit gone.
Like, she
I
shut
don't
the
know what
fuck up.
happened.
She shut the
So what about ITC devices, or something, yes no device, anything like that? Would you use anything like that?
ITC, like I said, it's not the apps, but the radios. Yeah.
Well, ITC also makes like the REM pod and this or that.
Um, hold on. She says she couldn't hear anything. Change.
And just so everybody's aware, the Harrisville Haunting, great film. Uh, it is available on Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play, Vudu, YouTube, Tubi TV. I think is where I might have come across it. Um, Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting one.
Interesting. That's the only way to describe it, is interesting. Um, but yeah, I agree with you on the equipment. I'm not a big equipment guy at all. It's fun to watch. It's cool to interact with. I think a majority of it leaves more questions than answers. Um, I will say though, when it comes to the SLS camera, I've seen some pretty wild stuff. Stuff that was not just like mapping out chairs or lamps. For example, Nick and I, we used to be part of a place out here called the Bell Mansion, and there was one. I think I still have the video of this small humanoid figure coming around the top of a door, and I think it was you. It was actually crawling down, and then when Nick put his hand out, and told it to hold his hand, you see this thing put its hand out. I mean, it was. I've seen some really cool stuff, but again, um,
Yeah,
a lot
I've
of the
seen some
equipment that
cool.
is,
I've seen some interesting stuff too, and I guess
yeah,
that's the same problem with the SB7 too. Is like you're gonna get stuff and also a lot of false positives, and
sure,
I
sure,
try not to use any more false positive devices. So it's
yeah,
like so so I guess yeah, it's more about belief in that when it comes to that.
mm,
Right now she's having issues with. Well, she says she couldn't hear anything when she joined, so
Okay.
mm,
trying to figure that out.
Well,
Um,
I would say this: if you're using a device, it's kind of up to you to decide is what I'm getting relevant to, let's say, any of the last 10 questions that I have asked in the last 20 minutes. You
mm,
know what I mean?
mhm.
But anything can be miscued or false positive. I mean, even using your digital recorder doing EVPs, like, some things can come through and you think it's this, but honestly it's that, and stuff like that. So I just, was curious. I mean, I kind of walk the fine line. I like the communicating devices. When I'm out having fun, I like the lights and shiny things, but um, but when you brass tacks, nuts and bolts, if you're doing a filming project or if you're doing a residential case or something, you're not going to sit there and show your clients an SLS figure or a REM pod going off. You want to show them real proof, video, pictures, audio, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so it's on the same line, same mindset. Now, when you're out investigating and you're doing these filming projects, since that you have this Marine background and you're still currently enlisted, do you tend to format and run the show kind of like how you were taught in the military? This you got to do this, and this.
No, because it's very separate. And also I started the paranormal before the military. I just like joined like 2.5 years ago. So, um, most of
Well,
my
you
life.
could adapt, like
Well, I already was doing it in a, I would say, tactical way before I was in because I was into the military. That's actually why part of the reason why I came up with the name Paranormal Research Unit, because unit was more of like something that you would is in the military. And as I was like, because I was actually I've always wanted to join the Marine Corps. I just couldn't at a certain time because they didn't accept me for my tattoos. Oh, one sec. Let's see if it
oh,
works this time.
says
drum roll,
connecting to
please.
audio. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
We may get audio, but no video.
Nope.
Oh, and she's gone.
That's all good. It's all good, man.
So you obviously integrate. Do you? Well, I guess I should say you not obviously, but do you integrate scientific approach to your investigations?
Yes. There's I would say for these documentaries, not really yet, but there's future documentaries I have in mind, and I use setups that will be uh, more scientific. She says, "What's happening?" I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Not much. What's happening with you?
No, I think she's having issues with. I don't know if it's audio still. Has anything you learned from the Marines helped with the paranormal research?
He's watching our YouTube comments too, Nick. In case you're wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was the L&M Paranormal, Leo and Mike.
yeah.
Well,
So
he probably offended Mike earlier because he is an Army veteran.
Dun, dun, dun.
it was a it was a joke, by the way. We play around with the emojis. We play
I,
around with the
I just
emojis.
like to antagonize, push
Yeah,
the
I'm not
issue.
kidding.
Every branch has its place. Um, sorry, I joined and I saw you, but I couldn't hear you. That's weird.
Interesting. Well, I was kind of waiting for her to get on, but do you want to move on to your next film that is going to be, released here in the near future?
Mike said I'm Army, big boy military.
They are big.
Oh boy.
We do more with
Here,
less, though.
oh, snap. Here we go.
You know what Army stands for?
What's that?
Anybody? ain't ready to be a Marine yet.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh boy. And that's been episode 190. No.
That's funny.
um, I'm trying to like there's settings in the corner. She said that she was playing with that stuff uh in the left corner.
So, a fun fact before we were in the pregame show. So Matt is currently out west right now, but he is from Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I was
So
from
he
Fort Wayne,
is
Indiana. Um, I'm actually technically I was born and raised in California. Then I moved to Indiana, Fort Wayne, and I stayed there. I stayed in Indiana in total for I think about 6 years. Um, she says, I just want to say that she says you can do this without me. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. There's no need.
No
okay.
embarrassment.
There's no need to
It
be.
happens.
Um, yeah, she never used Zoom before in her life, so
Oh,
uh, we usually use StreamYard all the
Right.
time. So anyway, when it comes to the what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying.
Reason why you came to Fort Wayne.
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, I came to Fort Wayne because of the paranormal actually.
Okay.
Because I've investigated a lot in California and Nevada and one time in Arizona. And I was like, you know what? I really want to go to the asylums and stuff like that and jails. And there's not as many out there to investigate out in the west side.
Right.
This is before the Nevada state penitentiaries and stuff like that started opening up and everything. Um, like there was like nothing over there except for buildings, and it was getting a lot harder to get access to them because of California is the way they do things here is mainly owned by the city, which makes it difficult to get access to. Over in the Midwest, it's the opposite. It's actually owned by a person most of the time, and you can get access a lot easier. So that's why I was like, you know what, I want to go move to Indiana and go to the Midwest and start investigating. And that's what I did. And I started learning. And this is the first time I actually got introduced to the whole paranormal community on Facebook because I didn't know anything about it for the first like 3-4 years, I would say.
Right.
Didn't know how big it was in the Facebook area. And so that's when I started like, you know, I'm going to start adding everyone that's paranormal related and build a following on Facebook. Cause I was like, I think my first biggest following was on Facebook in the beginning. And then it shoot over a little bit to the YouTube channel. Like my YouTube channel took a while to grow because I actually started the paranormal, like I said, in 2011. So I had a different paranormal channel, which was a very cringe one. Don't recommend watching it. But it's called the Paranormal Extreme Crew. When I was 16 years old, I thought of that name. I know it's a pretty shitty name. And then and then I joined another team because I saw this guy, Dante Reeder, who lived in Temecula, California, which is where I was living at the time. And uh, I saw that he was like the winner of the Paranormal Challenge from that Zach Bagan show. So I was like, oh, he's in Temecula like me. So I tried to get a hold of him. We did a first investigation, and we started investigating together all the time. He was the first one that was actually taking it seriously like me because the ones I was investigating in the part of my old team, which was just the Paranormal Extreme Crew, they weren't in it like I was. They were in it for the thrill. They're more of ghost hunters than actually, they
Right.
weren't really even ghost hunters. I was just in it because I was really interested in it. They're like, yeah, we'll come along with you. And so we basically, so I started my own team and everything, but they weren't taking it as seriously as me. I wanted someone that would take it seriously. And so I joined Soul Seekers because he's the first guy I've ever met in person that actually took it seriously like I did.
Mhm.
And so I was with him for about 2.5 years. And then we had our differences when it came to evidence. I was like, I don't think that's evidence at all. And he thought otherwise. I was like, I don't want to put that in the episode. So I was like, so I wanted to do things in my own way. And so I decided to leave the team. And I also was moving out to the Midwest at the time too. And so I left the team and created the Paranormal Research Unit. And that's still my team today. And so basically, it branched off. It was hard to find people in the beginning, but started meeting some people. Dwayne was actually the first one. Dwayne Yeah, it was Marcus first, and then Dwayne. But Marcus left to another team, and Dwayne is the only one that stuck with me the entire time when it came to paranormal research unit. He was in the longest, Dwayne West, and so he started investigating with me. Then I started branching out more and more, started meeting more people, started getting more involved in the YouTube space of the paranormal. So then I started building my following on YouTube, and it finally, right recently, it's at 16.2K thousand subscribers, and that took a long time. But I would have to say most of the subscribers came from the top 5 channels, because Sir Spooks is the one that helped me out a lot, because he featured me like 12 times in his thing. So
Sir Spooks has good content.
yeah, he's has a great voiceover voice too.
Yeah, just the voice alone.
He also rebranded the way he edits too, and I like it more. And like he does it a different way, like VCR, like creepy looks to
Yeah, yeah.
atmospheric, a little bit more atmospheric. And so yeah, anyway, I want to mention what she's saying in the chat. She says maybe hopefully I'll be able to join you guys some other time, she says.
100%.
And she also said I never used Zoom, it's so confusing. I joined the call, but apparently I wasn't even on. Yeah, we only saw your name pop up. We didn't see
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see anything else. I have no idea what was going on. Today wasn't my day, and now it's 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning over there.
Oh shit!
She's in
Where is there?
Finland.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I met
3:30.
her. It was funny
How did you meet her?
I know, right? So what happened was we went to so I went on one of her a live stream basically, and it was a podcast, paranormal podcast thing. I was like, I'll just hop in and start talking on there and stuff like that. And she was on she was on there, but nothing. We were just talking paranormal at the time. It
Right.
wasn't until a little bit later I saw her on another live stream so that she seemed kind of depressed, and not doing so well. And so I was like, so I messaged her to see if she was okay, because I had an uncle that committed suicide. So whenever I see someone that's not okay, I always want to talk to them because of that experience that I had. And so I started talking to her, seeing how she was doing. And at first she didn't really want to talk, so I moved on to, and like a couple more days later, I was checking up on her again, and she started talking then. And then after the more and more we talked, I was like, holy shit, this girl's awesome. like like she's all, I was already attracted to her physically, but when it came to personality wise, I was like shocked like how much we had in common, and how much I was really liking her. And so I was like, I invited her to the Monroe house for this documentary shoot that we are doing, Evil on Earth. And so when we came out there, so I invited her and she came out. She flew all the way out. It was actually paid for by the fans for her to come do it. She had her own channel too, by the way, called Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures. And at the time, it was Wolf Haunts Paranormal. And then, but yeah, so basically she came out and we started filming, and then everything just started there, to be honest, at the house, at the Monroe house. So that's how we met, was the Monroe house too, which is funny. So
The Monroe house made two people fall in love.
It was that
that
Indiana atmosphere and them cornfields just got them juices flowing.
There's more than corn, Indiana. There's love in haunted houses.
To this day, I don't know why she's with me, because I think she's way more attractive than me, and it's like crazy to me. Like someone like her would want to be with me. But
she's laughing in the YouTube comments, by the way.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments. I have 3 screens, so I have the YouTube comments here, you here, and links and stuff over there, and Messenger.
So obviously you're out west. You're still serving, and she's in Finland. Are you what's the plan after this? After you're done with your service?
We're talking about it. I might move to Finland. I don't know yet. She's having a hard time like wanting to come out here. So for her, I would move out there, but I really want to go to the Midwest personally, because that's where all the paranormal is. where it's a way easier to get access to everything. And I want to go to all the Paracons and everything like that. But we'll see
Dual
what happens.
citizenship, buddy.
Yeah, dual citizenship. So we'll see what happens. But I would just want her to be comfortable because I know it's hard for her. She has anxiety. Uh for me, I can handle stress a lot better. Like when it comes to everything, so I could take a lot more. That's what I'm trying to say. So if she goes through some things, I'll be there for her. And so if she wants to stay out there, she can, and I will go out there if she wants me to. So um, basically, we'll see what happens though. We'll see. It depends on what she wants to do. If she wants to come out here, then we'll come out here. If not California, fuck California. I hate it here.
Great facts.
No, we're definitely not moving to California. But Midwest is something that I was wanting to live at because it actually has a similar feel to Finland because I've been to Finland once to visit her and her family. And I would say the Midwest has the closest feeling to what it's like out in Finland when it comes to like, the snow, the forests and stuff like that. That's it's pretty similar. She says I
Right.
have anxiety, and when it's different culture and everything, it scares me because I feel like I don't blend in. Oh, I feel like she blends in fine.
I'll be honest with you. We don't blend in.
Yeah.
I definitely
this
don't blend in.
this
Look at
country
me,
is a
I'm
big
wearing a Devil's Hour production shirt. Like, come on.
this. I mean, the state. If
I have
I was
pentacles
from
on my arms.
Finland, I wouldn't want to come over here right now either.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be like, oh, honey, I'm on my way. I'm gonna go over there.
Yeah. But I do. But the thing is, when it comes to businesses, this is like the best country for when it comes to owning a business.
Right.
Definitely, because you have way more opportunities than any other country is out here when it comes to businesses. And that's what I wanted to do is create my own. It is already a business. The Devil's Hour Productions is already an LLC right now, and this is like where it can really grow. I feel like, but definitely not California though. I fucking hate California. Yeah, when it
So
comes to the paranormal too. Yeah,
let's get to it. Let's get to the Monroe House, man.
will
Um,
do.
Very unique place. Obviously, you probably fell in love with it when you were here.
Yeah,
And
I did actually. I investigated that place the most out of all haunted locations I've been to because I've been there. I would say 8, 9 times, something like that. And I've never revisited the place that many times, and that's because its activity was intriguing, and also the what was being found there was like nothing I've ever seen before. This case is the most mysterious and most interesting case I've ever done out of the 13 years I've been doing this. And I was like, this place, originally, I was shooting a different documentary there called Man versus Paranormal. It's where I was stuck in 3 different buildings by myself for 3 days.
Mhm.
And Monroe House is one of those buildings. And then I didn't, at the time, I didn't have as many cameras as I needed to keep it, I felt like entertaining for that kind of concept of a film. I needed a full DVR system and everything. I was like, you know what? I'm going to scratch this documentary because I know it could be better. So, but I caught things there and I have things on the Monroe House. So I was like, okay, this location on its own deserves to be its own film. I have things on this place that it's not even public yet. There's it's not known to the people out there yet. And so I have some history information and also a certain someone that did the rituals there. We know the person that did the rituals there now. No one knows about this except for a select few people. So we have like information on this house that's not out there yet. And then there's something that I have found in the crawl space. I was one of the very few investigators to get access to the crawl space before, they build that thing
Mhm.
inside. And so I actually found something in there, this stick figure. I could say that because it's all over my poster and everything like that. So there's this interesting ritualistic stick figure found. And so it was like, okay, this place intriguing as hell. literally Blair Witch Project right now going on here. And then we found these other ritualistic items. Like this one's already known for this one, the hair and necklace in a bag, and human hair it looks like, and then also the bloody shorts and stuff like that. So it's like that's just weird too. And so and also chicken bones tied up and stuff like that. That's all no knowledge, but no one knew about the stick figure until we uncovered it. And so it was very intriguing, and we was like, okay, let's put this out. I think this should be a documentary for sure. And then not only that, sorry, I keep itching my nose, very itchy nose. So not only
You're allergic
that,
to California.
I know, right? When it came to the there was a possession that took place there, and only two of us have access to that audio, and that would be me and Justin Brown. And so that's another aspect of the Monroe house that only we have. And so I was like, I feel like I was born to make this documentary. I was like, this is gonna be the film that hopefully goes a bit bigger than the last film. Last film was a lot more successful than I thought it would be, to be honest, for the first film I've ever done. It because over 1 million people have seen it when it comes to all the streaming services it's been on, and it's already has 210,000 views on YouTube, which is insane. I was not expecting any of that with the last film. And that was actually because of that film, I was able to afford my dream computer setup. I was able to get my dream cinema camera, Ronin, a DJI Ronin 4D, which is like a $13,000 camera. And so it's like, I got everything I need to make a good documentary now, like a better documentary. And so I was like, okay, I went back there. First we filmed 3 days there with all of us. It was Helena, it was Joe Vitale, Eric, Connor, Dante Reader. Oh, by the way, Dante Reader joined my team now. And so the one I was mentioning from Soul Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the who else? Dwayne, Tanya, Josh Benner came for a little bit too, which he's the one that made the Deadlight. He actually handed that helmet to me on location. That was the first time I got the 2.0 version. It was at the location when we went back. And yeah, it was a crazy investigation. I had the weirdest SS method I've ever done in my life there, and some other things happened there, so you just have to wait for the documentary. So I'm not going to go too much in depth with the SS method. I just want some of this to be, first time seeing for people.
Right.
But things I've captured there is crazy.
Yeah, we're getting some requests here in the YouTube chat. Are they going to show Matt's trailer?
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to attempt to show it here in a second.
Are we going to show? We're going to show Matt's trailer.
I can share it on my end if you want.
If you can pull it up, go ahead.
What do you say, YouTube? We want to see Matt's trailer.
Put
worldwide reveal.
Put one in the chat. Okay. Optimize for video clip. Interesting. Okay.
All right, here we go, folks.
Make sure it's on stereo. Yep, it's on stereo. Okay, sharing. Now. Let me move this. Okay. Audio's good. Let me just make sure my audio is all the way up. Yep, it's good. Here's the trailer, guys. This is not public, so you guys get a little sneak peek. So here you guys go. Let me know what you think. On this location, we have over a decade of evidence collecting on this house. And what we uncover is dark.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Mysterious.
Just record us going in.
And something I don't think any of us expected.
Oh, wow.
What? Nobody has ever got it on video in 11 years.
Oh my God, we're looking at me.
Yeah, wait.
Oh my God.
This place is truly dark, nasty, and evil. day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Oh my god.
This is your epic day! Everything about what just happened was very, very disturbing.
What the hell?
Rolling?
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Oh my god, this is awful. Holy shit.
Well, if that just didn't make the hair on your arm stand up, I don't know what would.
Yeah, I mean, it's very well done, very well edited, put together.
Okay, were you wearing a gas mask in that?
Yes, it's for the SS method, my version of SS method. So it basically I blacked out the eyes completely, so you can't see through it, and it adds a little bit of claustrophobia to it. So especially if you have handcuffs on. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do the handcuffs too sometimes, but during
Okay.
this one situation it didn't because I wasn't alone. It's better when you're alone. So yeah, that is the trailer, but obviously it I was told it was a little bit laggy. When it comes out and releases, you guys get the full quality. It will release officially when the distributor is about to put it out. A month before it's actually released is when the trailer will officially be out. And
I can't
so
wait.
yeah, then you
It
can
looks
see it in
good.
full quality and then get rehyped for it. So
Yeah.
Really
but
look
Very,
forward to it.
very,
yes,
very good production quality. I really like man, that was really well done.
I've had,
oh,
Sean's been to the Monroe House. I've been there multiple times.
Yep.
I've been there with big groups. I've been there where it's just me and Sean Austin in there. Um, it's a true haunt, and it's a very unique place. Um, Me personally, I haven't come across anything super bad there. I've been caught off guard. We've came across some very interesting things. So I'm really interested in seeing what, you have found throughout these, 11 years and put it together. I wonder, you know, we've, I've never went there to film. I've just went there just to investigate or hang out or this or that. But I don't know. I look forward to it, man. That looks really good.
what's cool about it is that um that was an investigation that took place from 2017 all the way to 2023. So I've been there many times
Yep.
investigating the place. So that's the only reason why we have as much evidence as we do. And it's because we revisited many times. And on top of that, this entity there, I feel like is very selective on the people it affects. I don't feel like it affects everyone. I feel like
Oh,
it's
100%.
selective. And so I find that intriguing, definitely. Um, it will be explained in the documentary of what kind of effects are taking place there. But it's very selective. And so when you see this film, I think it'll definitely grab your attention. I can show you the first 2 minutes of the film if you want.
Let's play it.
Let's see if I can
Dude.
pull that up.
So that's a
I can
surprise to
turn
us. We
that
didn't
down.
know
I'm
what
not
was
going to turn
happening.
that down. Let's see it.
No. Heck no.
I think the very
YouTube
beginning of,
viewers, but wait, there's more.
I think the beginning of the film is just as grabbing as the trailer.
You
Let's
know what
see
I
it.
think, Nick? He's already got the full video. And I think that we need to find a way to get this and check
Well,
it out.
actually, I'm still editing. I'm 44 minutes into the film. So
Oh, okay.
so this is just going to be the first 2 minutes I'm showing you.
Cool.
This one is actually technically on my Facebook right now. I let this available for the Facebook people. Not on my YouTube channel though. So
Throwing out them teasers.
yep, it's definitely a teaser. It's to grab your attention here. Okay, now I'm gonna share again. Share screen. Okay, showing. Okay, playing it.
Yeah,
He probably felt so.
what happened? Yeah, what happened? We had a legit half possession, almost to a fully possession here in the blue room.
In the blue room.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's trying to take her over again.
No, come on. Come on, Father in heaven. Please take it, go pray on her. Come on, dear God.
I'm holding the door
please
shut.
take
She
over.
can't open it.
Please take over. We need your help now.
You guys should leave the buildings right now.
God.
We're trying to get him out now. Everybody get out.
That's just the first 2 minutes.
I'm in. I'm hooked.
Yeah, this was like I said, it's a lot clearer when you're not using it through sharing softwares and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, yeah, so
I
this
love
would
it.
have been perfect for the trailer, the possession audio. It's very grabbing. Yeah, but I kind of want the beginning of the film very grabbing too. So
Oh yeah.
that's why I was like, I want to say this for the beginning. I'm not even kidding you. I've envisioned that beginning of the film for like over a year. I was envisioning that beginning with the phone call. I was thinking the phone call would be a perfect way to start the film.
So
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, you got to be honest with you. We have the attention span of a gnat. Like, you don't catch us within that first 30 seconds to a minute. Somebody's clicking, like click, 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 click. So, no, it's very good. Very well put together. I love it, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Monroe House is something near and dear to our hearts, being in our backyard. And, so we look forward to it.
Yeah, you're in Fort Wayne, so it's like literally 50-ish minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I went there so many times, because it was that close. And also, Eddie was really, really nice to me for letting me get access to that place. So a lot of times,
good people, Eddie and Pam.
Like a lot of times we would get access a lot to the jail down the street, the Hartford City Jail. So, and then we would get the Monroe House, and we've done a lot of dual Estes sessions from both locations. And obviously what's in the basement of the Monroe House, with the history with the jail, it was very interesting, the responses we would get through these Estes methods and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's also interesting. I saw another YouTube channel called Spirit Talkers or Stalkers, or I forgot what it's called. Spirit Talkers or Spirit Stalkers?
Probably Spirit Stalkers. They're in our backyard.
Okay, so they did an Estes method that was actually, they said it was their best Estes method, and it was a pretty good Estes method. If they're not faking or anything, they did. It was also very weird. So
don't worry, Nick. I'm withholding my comments.
No, you could go ahead.
I said if they're not faking it, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big if, but yeah.
Like I said, I don't know them. I've only seen that one video from them. So anyway, yeah, it was also my best Estes method too that I've ever done. So you'll see in the documentary. Couldn't hear shit the whole time, and got some very creepy responses from when Eric was asking questions.
Hartford City, Indiana is a unique place. It kind of reminds me of Atlanta, Indiana. I don't know if you've ever been to the Rhodes House. in Atlanta, Indiana, or the Asher Walton House, which is literally same block. You just drive into the town and you just feel it. You know, there's something about these little small towns. It's just embedded with activity everywhere, you know, and yeah, I mean, I'm biased to the Midwest. You know, a lot of people say you got to go out to the East Coast because it's older and you have the Revolutionary War, more Civil War stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I'm partial to here. I do want to venture out west to partake in some things, you know, just like you were curious about the Midwest. I'm curious about the West Coast. New Mexico really intrigues me. There's a lot of things in New Mexico that I'm intrigued by, not the UFO aspect, but there's some other things. But no, that's excellent. Where do you see yourself? I mean, obviously, this is going to come out. I think this is going to be just as successful as your first one. I'll be honest with you. Um, where do you want to go from here? You want to be that next Steven Spielberg, or
No, I want
He's
to
going to be
be
the next James Wan. Come on, dude.
James Wan?
No. I am a documentary filmmaker, and if I am there to a level that's way too high. So for documentary filmmaker, we're not no documentary filmmaker is gonna get that big. So I would say for me, I just want to be known as myself. I don't really want to compare myself to anyone. I love what I do, and I just want to do this as my job. That's all I care about. And I'm finally getting to that point to where I'm almost there to just do this as my job. And
So do
so
you have aspirations of like, having your own television show? Are those is that the route you want to go? Or do you just strictly want to do these documentary films?
I don't think I could do a television show, and here's why. Because evidence does not happen like it is on YouTube and television. It just
Amen.
doesn't. And so if I do a television show, you're just going to get a whole bunch of nothing on a lot of the episodes because when they pay for you to go do a shoot, you have to put something out there. So either I'm going to have to do a big whole debunking thing in the whole episode and just go over the history and everything and be like, sorry, we didn't get anything for a lot of the episodes. And then, so I don't like the idea of television show just because I would find it, especially if I was editing it, I would find it boring to edit. I want to edit something that I'm passionate about. These passion projects, basically. So I like documentary filmmaking way more because I get to choose what I want to do, and I know it's a location that's intriguing enough to make it into a film. If I just do episode by episode, which I've already done episode by episode, in the past. Sorry, when I say episode by episode, I don't mean like every location I go to. I mean like I've done episodes before. It's just the same old thing, like history, evidence. To me, that got boring.
Right.
So I actually like going more in depth now, making actual documentary shoots. And so I like to get you invested in the people, in what I'm filming, and I also like to get you invested in the location itself. And so I feel like you can go way more in depth with a documentary than you can with an episode. And so that's why I really love the freedom of doing a documentary film. They're all passion projects. Like I was very passionate about the Harrisville haunting, and I was very passionate about this one. And I have other film ideas that I haven't done yet. One of them is going to be like probably a 2-year filming process for one of these ideas I have. And I also have to buy, sorry, hiccups, I have to buy a haunted location to do the experiments I want to do. And there's another experiment idea. There's two ideas that have not been done before in the paranormal field that I want to partake in and experiment in. And there's equipment and technology out there that's not being used in the paranormal that can be most likely used in the paranormal. And it's just some people just don't get into the realm of science. They can go to, there's NASA. There's a piece of equipment that NASA has that I want to use. And I can actually apply for it because I have an LLC. So they can send me the programs for it. And so something that I was going to use in one of my future documentaries. I want to keep it a little bit of a secret because I want this to be the first documentary to finally use these pieces of equipment. I just got in contact with someone today, actually, about another piece of equipment that I've been wanting for a long time. It's very, very rare, very rare. And just today, not that long ago, like an hour ago, right before I was driving back here, they mentioned that they're going to sell it to me. So I was like, I'm very excited about that. I haven't told Helena about that yet, which I was.
She's like, wait, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's because it literally just happened. That's why it literally just happened. So, that's why I haven't had the chance yet. But yeah, so I got out here like right after that. I just like drove here and then was getting ready for the podcast. So, but yeah, there's a piece of equipment that this one person has that is extremely rare. Like you cannot find this on the internet. And I'm definitely, when I get paid by Gravitas, I'll want to pay for it. She's like, "What? How dare you?" Yeah, so I'm very excited about that one because it collects data in a really cool way. And then there's another setup I like to talk about, which I'm going to show you now because this stuff is already out there. This is a Magic 95 sensor. This is something that a piece of equipment that you can use in the paranormal. This records audio of EMF frequencies. So
like
you
it.
plug it
There you
into
go.
a 4-channel recorder like this. Actually, this is a 8-channel recorder. So and you put it in, and then you have a Rode shotgun mic, which is very susceptible to EMF frequencies. So it'd be susceptible to EMF interference. I mean, so if you have, let's say, the Rode shotgun mic captures an EVP and not the stereo mic that's at the end of this. This is all recording into one SD card, by the way. And so you have a completely lined up time frame from the timestamp from the beginning to the end on all 3 audio sources. So you can cross-check all of this. So if you get a voice, let's say through the shotgun mic, but not the stereo mic because one's more susceptible to EMF, then you just validated audio manipulation. And then that is more evidence towards an actual EVP than let's say a disembodied voice or just someone whispering or something like that. So then the Magic 95 sensor, what if this thing goes off at the same time that the EVP is captured? Then you're providing data and collecting EMF happening during an EVP. And so that is intriguing to me. So this is a cool setup. It's called the RVPR setup. And so it's something you guys can do. I have another rig setup called the OMI rig that I made combined with this rig. It's called, and it's stands for One Man Investigator Rig. So it's basically a 4K night vision camera, the dead light on top of it, the another this one's an upgrade, 8-channel recorder connected to this, and then so you have the RVPR set up with nice cameras, but you also have a camera pointing at you. It's a small little full spectrum camera that's pointed at yourself. So if you're whispering, you know that it was you that made these voices. So if you're by yourself, which is a kind of a setup I did actually for Man versus actually it is a setup I did for Man versus Paranormal for the House of Wills, and I didn't catch anything there, but if you want to validate EVP phenomena, that's the way you do it. And there's not many people in the paranormal field doing it. I could count them on my hands.
Right.
Justin Brown, Paul Browning, David Roundtree, myself. That's all I know of the people doing this setup.
To me, everything is about frequency. And I think the more we dive into it and understand it and doing stuff like what you're doing, I think that is the route to go. It's refreshing. It's amazing that, you're pushing yourself to the limit. You're coming up with new ideas, and it's amazing. It's awesome. My hat's off to you.
I feel like that the paranormal needs to be put back on track because right now it's ridiculous.
Like, amen. Fucking amen, dude. Jesus.
It's YouTuber space now. it's like everyone freaking out, running out of buildings and yelling at REM pods and stuff like that. So it's or making up stories of their own out of apps. That's the problem, in my opinion, is what's going on with YouTube today, when you should have more advancement of actually bringing people in the scientific community involved with actually investigating. How are we going to be taken seriously? This is everything that's out there right now. No one's going to take us seriously.
I think we're still a long ways away on that one.
Yeah, we went
Unfortunately.
backwards, actually. Like TV was already kind of ruining things, but now we're even worse.
I mean, the aspect of social media, YouTube, it's great because we can interact with each other in an instant, across the globe. But with everything, the good with the bad comes, and I don't know.
I think the best investigation styles that were done was on TV was Ghost Hunters and Paranormal State. And so
absolutely.
Paranormal State's my favorite show of all time.
It's my favorite paranormal show, and that's why I'm a big fan of Chad Kalick. Chad Kalick was a director for 2 of the seasons, I believe, and 2 or 3. And also he did American Ghost Hunter, and he also did the Sir No Face documentary and all that. He is what's really cool is that I've always looked up to this guy as a documentary filmmaker. I met him in 2016 at one of his events for promoting a Sir No Face documentary. And then when I got to meet him, it was really cool because he saw one of my trailers. He says that you have a lot of potential. He's an award-winning filmmaker. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then years later to now, not only is it like I get to now share the stage with Chad Kalick at this Paracon event, with the Warren's Paracon event, get to share the stage with him. I don't know if they all go up there at the same time or anything. I don't know how it works there, but it to me that's really cool. And also now I get to be there where I finally accomplished and did all the hard work into making a full feature film and then putting it out there like he has, and then also win awards like he has. It's like I'm finally living up to the footsteps of like someone I looked up to, and it's really cool. And he's also had the exact same distributor as me, Gravitas Ventures, and so it's so cool. It like to me that's it's a really cool turnaround of events that happened in my life to finally get to that point.
It's a unique feeling. It's a gratifying feeling when you meet somebody you look up to, and then at some point that person just doesn't look at you as a fan or this or that. He actually looks at you like a colleague.
Yeah.
That's one of the ultimate feelings you can ever get in life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I see that you have that poster back there, the Warren's poster. You go into the event?
We're not sure yet. Our schedule is pretty booked. We are booked that weekend to go somewhere, but that is up in the air. We have some things that are popping off that we might have to scrap a lot of our schedule.
Okay.
So
yeah, but I'll definitely be there. It's already in the works. Already bought the plane tickets and everything. So definitely excited for that one. Yeah, being on stage, like I heard there's a lot of people there.
Oh yeah.
How many people do you think were there last time?
Last year's Paracon?
Last year or the year before that?
I don't know. Bree was there at last year's. I was not, so she would give a better answer to that.
I was told there was like 7,000 people there.
Could have been. Yeah,
that's insane. I just wanted your point of view.
It's cool that they're bringing it to Gettysburg this year. Sean and I will be there for the bash in July. We'll be talking about a little video that was put out about us being out in the battlefield with Sean Austin and Southern Heat, Kayla Simonton.
Yeah, Eric has worked with Sean Austin.
Yeah, they put the last documentary they put out together. I watched it. It was quite lengthy. What was it called? The Devils. Can't think of it. It was just put up on Scared Network maybe the first of the year.
Yeah, Eric is a cool guy. We do things a little bit differently when it comes to paranormal and all that, but really good guy. And he brings a energy to the investigation for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
hyped up, man, right there. And I love it. I love it. He gives the best reactions. That's why I used him in the trailer so much.
Yeah, Eric's an interesting fella
Yes,
for
he
sure.
is. Yes, he
But
is.
he loves the paranormal. His passion's huge. So, it's just a win-win situation. So, obviously, you're editing right now to put the episode or put the film out. What are you
Yes.
looking at? About what, hour and a half, 2 hours long?
Oh man, hour and a half to 2 hours, yeah, something like that. Probably closer to 2 hours, just because I have so much on this place. It's ridiculous. But I'm keeping it in a fast pace, though. I know that there's some things I wanted to change with the Harrisville haunting. At certain one part of the film, I feel like it dragged on a little too much. I'm trying to fix that. So this film won't do that. I hope it won't drag the whole time. I hope so. I think it's really fast paced in my opinion, and I've asked other people's opinion on it because here's another thing about me. I edit my entire documentaries live for my YouTube members, so the entire process is filmed of me editing. So if any skeptics out there want to say, "Oh, I'm faking things," well, here you go. You can watch me edit the entire film. So I'm
So
not
tune in for 3 months worth of watching you edit a 2 hour video, right?
I would say longer than 3 months.
Longer than 3 months.
Yeah, like I'm right now, like almost half a year of editing right now.
Oh my.
The time that goes into editing and I mean, from the graphics to the B-roll to putting in captions to, the video footage and, hopping in and out of the video to putting in still photos. I mean, it's so time consuming. And if you're doing it yourself, holy shit. Yeah. I mean, it probably is going to take that long.
Yeah, I do it all by myself, which is a huge aspect. That's I think the same with Chad Kalick, though. That's why I relate to Chad Kalick so much now, even more now, because he does everything himself too. And so that's why it takes him a while to get the films out. And he's also OCD about his stuff too. I'm very OCD about my stuff. So so it's gonna take me a little bit longer. And sometimes I get editor's block. So I need to take a second, like, okay, I need to step away and think about what I want to do for this next sequence and just walk away from it, do other things. And then it comes to me, clicks to me during the day, during the next day or whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to do this. I think this will be very good. So it's kind of like writer's block,
Yep,
but
absolutely.
that's what happened to me for the Harrisville haunting. The entire beginning of the film was not in my head at all. I was actually, there was another version of the film that was completely scrapped because the beginning was kind of like how I did my episodes. And I was like, I don't want it to be the same as my episodes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't want to go like, oh, here's the history and everything like that, voiceover history and everything. So I was like, I was trying to completely redo the introduction and history and everything. I was like, you know what? I want this is my first. Oh yeah, here's another big thing about it. This is my first time editing interviews in any of my paranormal stuff, and I think that turned out to be one of my favorite parts about the film was the beginning of the Harrisville haunting, because I thought the cutting of how I did the interviews of each person and incorporating from all points of views talking about the same subjects back and forth, I feel like it kept it entertaining the whole way through because of the way I was cutting it. Yeah. And so that was a big plus for me, and it was different than anything I've done in my editing in the past. So yeah, this one I did something different. This film is a different style a little bit than the last film. This one is, like the tagline says, a true horror documentary, and I edit it in that way. I could show you something real quick. I'll share my screen again.
By the way, Nick, that movie Sean Austin was Demon Castle.
Demon Castle.
That's right. That was the one with the red eyes that he captured on film. That still gives me goosebumps.
Oh, that's cool. So this is my my program. This is what the film's looking like. I'm not showing you anything in the film right now, but I'll show you what the
yeah,
looking like this. This is an idea.
That's all Greek to me, man.
So this is what the film.
So everything, every line going across is on each frame what is going to be showed.
Yes. So this is all video and photos and everything right here. This is a sound design.
Yep.
All the sound design, all the the camera audio, voiceovers, music, sound effects. When I say sound effects, I mean like beats to when things happen and stuff like that, not like adding voices. Nothing like that. I'm very, very against faking things. And what also Chad Kalick and I are very similar about is that we both don't like reenactment stuff. Everything in my stuff is all real footage and throughout the entire film. I don't do reenactments for anything. That's just me personally, because it takes me out of the documentary feel. I want everything to be real that I'm showing. So and Chad Kalick is very similar in that aspect. So
I think if you do your due diligence in the filming process and the interviews and this or that, I think you get more out of it than just throwing in the reenactment so it gets in people's mind what it looks like.
I agree. I
agree
agree 100%.
I think a lot of times when, you're watching a show and there's so much, reenactment, I think for me, that's like, I don't know, kind of copping out a little bit. If you would have just did a little bit more.
No, I wouldn't say copying, but it's just this different style that I'm not into.
Right.
It's more of I would say it's not true documentary filmmaking, in my opinion. I think it's more kind of storytelling in a way, just regular like storytelling, like with actors. And so and I'm not personally into that. I want it full 100% documentary feel. So yes, things are sensationalized with music and everything I put in it, obviously. When it comes to music, sound design, stuff like that. But
again,
that's for the entertainment aspect.
It's a documentary, but it's also, you have to make it entertaining.
Exactly.
So you have to keep that consumer or that person watching it. I promise you, if you go out and you just investigate and you put that footage up, it's so fucking boring.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can't put raw footage, there's some people out there on YouTube that like to watch that stuff, but they're to the masses. It's not, most people won't. I don't know. I've been proven wrong, I guess, once. Why sci-fi gets a ridiculous amount of views for just live streams. But anyway, but for this though, I'm a big horror fan, and so that's that. I think it took me a long time to gain my own style, to say, because long time I was editing in a way that, like, I was trying to figure myself out. What is my style? What do I like? And so it took me a while. There's influences from other people. Like, I was influenced by some of the editing of Jack Kalick. Some things, I say some, not all, because there's some other things I really don't like about how they edit, which is Ghost Ventures. Because Ghost Ventures, they also do the reenactments like crazy, and I don't like that stuff. So there's like some inspiration a little bit, I guess, in that stuff, but not completely. Oh, another big one is my brain's going blank. Dakota Layden. Dakota Layden is actually, I was inspired by him a lot, actually. I like his style in editing. I think he's really good, very talented. Dakota and I used to talk a bit on the phone. We would talk about filmmaking, the paranormal, and everything. And it's a funny, what's funny though? One time I remember talking to Dakota, and we were discussing the fear aspect of the paranormal. Right. And then, I'm not even kidding you, we were talking all about that fear aspect and everything. And like 2 years later, or a year later, he comes out with Destination Fear. And then that was so if you go watch his original documentary, which is what I actually tried to go see that documentary. I did go visit him and check that documentary out, but didn't have the funding at the time. So but it's called Trail to Terror. The fear aspect wasn't the huge thing in the film itself. It was just like, we're going to go into these 3 locations and stuff like that. It was brought into, the fear aspect was brought into the Destination Fear show. And then it was funny because we were literally having this discussion like a year or 2 before that show came out. And I was like, I wonder, I don't know 100%, but I wonder if that influence was from our conversation. I'm really curious.
What could have been.
If we ever talk again, because ever since he got onto his own show and everything, we haven't talked since. I don't know if he changed his number or whatever, but we haven't. I tried to message him and everything. He hasn't responded. So, but if I ever meet him, I want to ask him that question. Was our conversation inspired the idea for Destination Fear? Just the fear aspect part of it, not the other stuff. The other stuff he already did with his other film, Trail of Terror. But him talking about the experiment accent, because I even said the word experiment, like I wanted to try and experiment with other people's fear. And so, and then literally a year or two later that comes out. I was like, well, at least I inspired something.
And you were like, you son of a bitch, you stole him. No, I'm just kidding.
No, the only time I actually felt like that was with Nick Groff, because I was Eddie told Nick Groff about Man vs. Paranormal thing I was doing. And Nick Groff, not even kidding you, months later came out with the show he was producing or a part of it. Johnny Hauser Versus came out when I was in the middle of filming Man vs. Paranormal. I was like, oh my God. And then I only think that because Eddie told me, he told him what I was doing. And so I was like, so I think that's the only time it was actually stolen from me, an idea. Or just passed. I think he passed it on to Johnny, the idea, but I'm not 100%. Could be wrong, but that's what it feels like. Since he told me, he told him the idea that on VidiSpace, which was originally Nick Groff and Elizabeth Saint's streaming service thing. All of a sudden that came out, Johnny Hauser Versus soon after. So yeah. So I think it was taken from me, but I'm also not 100%.
You got to keep your mouth shut, Matt.
I know. Doing? That's why I'm doing that for these next
lesson learned.
Exactly. Lesson learned. You learned how the business is. Exactly.
All right, brother. Are you ready for the 3 most important questions you will ever be asked in your life?
Oh, man.
Actually, we're going to make it 4 because I have a question. I think both
shit.
Nick and I, well, no, that not really. I think Nick and I both want to know where we can get one of those badass shirts you have on.
Oh yeah, so that's on. I actually have this available, except for the American flag part. That one I did myself customly, but you can get the shirt with Devil's Hour Productions on it, and that is on my store, my Streamlabs link. It's on the bottom of my videos, in the description box. Basically, you can get it in the description box of pretty much all my videos. I need to change it because I just switched from Teespring to Streamlabs because they do a better job. I also got the Evil on Earth shirt. Right here, Evil on Earth.
That's sweet. I like that.
Yeah,
so, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's one of the designs. I have another version of this design, different design a little bit. It's one with the text. The text is so I have 2 fonts for Evil on Earth. This is the font for the poster because it works for the poster a lot better. And then there's another one within the film that is a little different. I have that one. I have another version where the stick figure is white, and with that font in the film, and then put in between the 2 letterings. So I thought that was a cool design too. So there's 2 designs of Evil on Earth on the Streamlabs website. So
right on. Pick those up, peeps. Let's support a great filmmaker and help this guy. Man, let's blow this next video up because I'm excited. I really am.
I'm glad you guys are excited. Can you put the link in the chat? Okay, I can do that. 1 second.
I'll make sure to put the link in the description on the podcast as well when I upload that. So those of you that are listening, if you look down in the description box below, somewhere in the podcast description, you'll see a link. Click on it, go over there, and support an award-winning documentary filmmaker.
If you won an award, it's a major award.
Lots of awards.
I can't post
a whole duffel bag full.
I just realized something. I can't post links because I'm not a moderator. So I would have to send it to you guys.
Okay, send it to us, and we'll take care of
it. Absolutely.
Good. I'll send it to you, Nick.
All right, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
He's like, I'm ready. I don't know what you're gonna ask me, but what the fuck? All right, let's go. All right, Matt. So we learned a lot about you this evening, but tell us and all our listeners across this world one weird or interesting fact that most people wouldn't know about you.
I was born with my esophagus detached. They did some surgeries on me, so yeah, most people don't know that about me.
That sounds
That's
dangerous.
that hit the nail
Yeah,
on the head right there.
I almost died. Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
probably why I have such a high pain tolerance, because I was born literally cut open.
Mm.
Wow.
Getting cut open.
We hear some interesting shit. That's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Some other interesting stuff is I have some really cool artifacts back there of a collection I have. I have a real human skull back there too.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Do you
I like
believe objects can be haunted?
I believe in attachments. I wouldn't say. It really depends. Maybe. Let's just say maybe.
Yeah.
I believe attachments are maybe possible, because what if like someone died and it was like a little girl was very attached to their favorite toy,
Mhm.
and then maybe have an attachment to that, or something residual attached to something, because of a lot of emotion attached to it.
Sean, you got to ask him a
That's fair.
question that could be a 45-minute conversation.
Well, no, that was intended for a quick answer. He pointed out he had artifacts, and so that begs a question. So
I will say this: one of the artifacts I bought, I have had personal experiences since I bought it.
Right on.
now back to your regular scheduled programming.
All right, brother. Us paranormal investigators are very quirky and weird about the food that we eat, the dinners before our investigations, to the snacks that we have while we're investigating. Okay.
Okay.
Now, tell us, what is Matt's go-to snack and drinks while you're filming?
While filming, it would be energy drinks. I usually don't eat during filming. I call it the ghost hunter diet or filmmaker diet, because I'm always on the go. So I don't really eat much unless we go out to go eat dinner. And that's the only time I really eat, because I don't eat very often when I'm working on filming. So, but drink wise, energy drinks and water. The two things I have all the time.
What would be your preferred dinner before your investigation?
Well, my two favorite foods. My favorite food is sushi. My second favorite food would be Mexican food. So
Yeah, there
a
we go.
burrito. Yeah, and it's way better in fucking SoCal. Too bad, because Fort Wayne, Indiana, not the same as it is in SoCal. Just saying.
Nah, all our restaurants in Fort Wayne are just cover-ups for laundering money.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's like it's sad when the best fucking Mexican food out there, at least I've had, there could be some place I haven't been to, but the best Mexican food I've had in fucking out there is just Chipotle, and that's sad just saying that.
there are some really hole in the wall Mexican restaurants here that
Authentic Mexican
you
restaurants.
can get some really good food.
Well, you live in Fort Wayne, so you should send me that so I can go there next time when I'm out in Fort Wayne again.
Yeah, because when you go there, you have to point, unless you know how to speak Spanish.
I know a little, but not a lot.
Yo quiero Taco Bell burrito.
A Taco Bell is not one of those places on the list.
That's number one. No.
Okay, that's not authentic Mexican food. Taco Bell tastes fine though, for if you want some fast and stuff, but it's not true Mexican food. Out here, SoCal, definitely. They make
there's no comparison to Southern California.
You know what's funny? I just spoke to someone recently that been to Mexico. They say that the Mexican food is better in SoCal than it is in Mexico. That's just going to say something. So I'm like, damn, okay, really interesting.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. All right, last question. Here we go. So you're going out with your buddies and you're not filming. Okay. Let's keep this in mind.
Okay.
So it's one night, one investigation. You can only bring 3 items to investigate with. What are you bringing?
My Paratac helmet 2.0. Probably EDI Plus and my dark matter meter.
Okay.
Actually, take out the EDI Plus, dark matter meter, and this. There we go.
Perfect.
Tascam Pro Porta Capture. times 8. I forgot the name of the brand because I never actually read it to myself. To be honest, I just read the stats on it. I actually didn't read the actual name itself. I knew it was from Tascam. That's all I knew. So yeah, but yeah, the Porta Capture times 8 is the best, I would say, right now, audio recorder to buy when it comes to the paranormal. It says 32-bit float, so meaning when you're editing or trying to enhance something, it's pretty much limitless to where you can increase or decrease whatever you need to do in post. Just to show you how high quality this is, 256 gigabyte SD card in here, and it can only record at the highest settings. It can only record up to 11 hours. That just goes to show how high quality this damn audio is, because usually audio does not take that much of gigabytes.
So, Sean, his recording device is like the Marines. Your phone recording device is like the Army.
Okay.
Actually, I would say that's wrong, because the Marines don't get all the cool equipment. The Army gets the cool equipment first, because they're a bigger branch. So they're a bigger branch. That means they have the bigger funding, and we just have the harder training. That's what we got.
That's fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
Do more with less.
All right, brother. Take as long as you want. Plug away anything where anybody can find you, watch any of your stuff, any interaction, your shop, all that good stuff.
Okay. So I would say this first, instead of me, go follow my wife, Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures. Her channel is amazing. Hellbent, which I actually think she can be extremely big on that channel. I think she's very unique. So I'm promoting her a little bit, since you
Are you kissing her ass because you didn't tell her something before you told us?
No, of course not. I actually just love my wife, and I want to support her as much as possible. She doesn't have the following that I have, and so I want her to be successful. So me, I don't really care. It's like the films get out there, and then they get out there. Like, my YouTube channel doesn't matter as much anymore, because I'm getting films on the television now, so it doesn't matter as much for the YouTube space for me anymore. But for her, I want her to become successful on YouTube. And so especially for the Hellbent channel, she, I think, has something going that's unique and really good. So go follow that. And then if you guys are interested in my stuff, you do Devil's Hour Productions on the shirt right here, Devil's Hour Productions, and that will be the YouTube channel name. That'll be pretty much, if you look up Devil's Hour Productions, you can even probably find my films online. If you just search, if you can even Google me and then Matt Benton, and you can find my film, if you have troubles remembering movie names. I know some people out there are like, what was the movie name again?
That's an awesome plug. You know what? Just Google me.
Check my IMDb.
Yeah, just Google.
It literally says on Google, because there's a knowledge panel. It says movies and TV shows, and then you just click that, and it shows the Harrisville Haunting, and it'll show the Evil on Earth when it's out. So
awesome, brother. It was a pleasure getting to talk with you, getting to know you a little bit, and obviously, thank you for allowing us to put that out there and show those tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Look forward to it. Looks amazing, man. If the next hour and a half to 2 hours after that first 2 minutes is just like that, wow, you got something good there. I like it, and it's a place in our backyard, so that I like that even more.
Yeah, it's also I feel like this place deserves its film. I just got to say that, okay? This place deserves it, and you'll see why when you watch the film.
The Monroe House deserves it. Eddie and Pam deserve. They're amazing human beings.
They're in my opinion, the best owners I've ever met when it comes to location owner. They're the most kind and very providing, and they don't overprice you. They are like $150 for one night. That's easy. Pretty much anyone can afford that. And unlike fucking Waverly Hills, $1,000 Conjuring House, 1,300 or whatever, it's ridiculous. And so I love what they're doing. If I owned a location, at first I'll have to do my documentary on the location, but after that documentary's done, then when I have it released to everyone, I would also be doing something similar, $150 probably. So it's like I like what they're doing. They're doing it for the investigators. They're not doing it for the a whole bunch of money, like some location owners are.
Yeah.
And that's a mic drop.
Yep.
Also, I like Adam Kimmel too. For the place it is, how big the places are, I think 400 is an okay amount of money for a location. So yeah, Adam Kimmel, he does a great job with when it comes to his buildings. I appreciate him trying to keep the history, like not changing up the history, and also taking care of the buildings for actually taking care of the buildings. Eddie's one of those people too. He takes care of the building. He's keep remodeling it all the time. So
movie
Dude,
theater
got a
room
movie
is just
theater in
about
there now.
done.
Yeah. Adam Kimmel's pretty cool. We've talked a lot, Adam Kimmel and I, and we share a lot of the similar opinions on certain things. So
Adam's a stand-up dude, and he will tell you how he feels.
yeah,
That's just
we're on
it.
the same page about that. We don't care about what other people think about us.
Me either.
Sometimes my wife gets annoyed at me because of that. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, hopefully we'll cross paths at some point. If you do move out to the Midwest, definitely get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Would love to meet you and hang out. I will have to, Google you, I guess, to understand.
Maybe I
Is
shouldn't
that
have said
how
that.
I get a hold of you, Matt? I just got to go through Google.
No, you already have me on Messenger. I don't put my stuff is not publicly on Google when it comes to my phone number or my I think my email's on there somewhere, but yeah, other than that.
Well, definitely those of you that are listening to us and didn't watch us on YouTube, please head to the Old World Paranormal Society YouTube channel to get a glimpse into the upcoming true horror documentary, Evil Unearthed, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I'll post some links below to some of Matt's socials, also a link to YouTube where you can check out the Harrisville Haunting, the Real Conjuring House, just to get yourself a glimpse into what you're going to be looking forward to with Evil Unearthed. I'm excited. I know Nick's excited, and hopefully this is going to be a big success for you. And looking very much forward to meeting you at some point in time, and maybe having a little adventure.
Definitely. That'll be
and
awesome.
some Taco Bell.
Oh my god.
Taco Bell.
You should if you guys come to the Warren Paracon, I'll definitely be there. And I see Frank is in the chat. Hello, Frank. You awesome piece of he's an awesome god right over there. A Greek god right there.
All right, guys. Another wonderful episode is in the books. Matt, thanks so much for being a guest on the show, and we will see you next week, guys.
See ya.
See you, everyone. You all are awesome.
Oh, he got that in right at the end. I like that.
He did. Yeah, he did. He got it. We're still on YouTube, though. So, welcome to the post game show. Nothing but we're done talking. No,
well, Helena is also a goddess. Okay, she says, "Why don't I get an introduction like that? I just promoted the shit out of you."
Matt's got to go and grovel on the phone to his wife right now.
In fact, Matt, if you want, when you send the stuff over to Nick, if you want to include some links to some of her stuff as well, let's do that too. Let's promote her. Throw her in the mix too. Okay.
Definitely. I'll send hers. Just put hers up front. Put me at the very bottom.
Spoken like a true husband.
There you go.
I don't need the promotion. Like literally, most of the people that see my stuff now is literally from Amazon Prime and Vudu and all that. Now the people that don't even know me, so it's like now that's where most of the views come. Which now I don't have to really worry about YouTube. Now I do YouTube for fun. So like I just put out what I want to put out, and I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore. I might actually focus a little bit on it in the future, definitely when I get out of the Marine Corps. Because now very soon it's just going to be my job so that I can focus on it. But at the moment in the Marine Corps, I don't really care right now because I already know my viewership is going to die down because I'm not as active as YouTube wants me to be. because that's how YouTube is. They care more about quantity than quality. So I need to hire an editor that could, not for my paranormal stuff, but for other things, like my vlogs and my probably tech videos and stuff like that. I want to do some tech videos.
Hey man, when those checks start coming in from this documentary, I mean, you're gonna have an entourage of like people that just take care of your shit.
I know, right? I might hire an actual full-time editor just to get the channel going, popping. And then here's but I want to keep editing my paranormal investigations though, because I feel like I have my own style, and so I want to keep that up. But for the other stuff I mentioned, yeah, definitely. They could do my shorts and everything too, because YouTube shorts are popping too. So yeah, that's what I need. I need an editor.
Well, brother, good luck. All the success coming your way. You seem like a really stand up dude. Again, thank you for your service. Stay safe, and we'll hope we'll cross paths.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And yes, Adam Stone, it is on Voodoo. The Harrison Hunting's on Voodoo, and Evil on Earth should be there too. We're trying to get a different, maybe get a different distributor like A24. So, A24?
I do not. I just said yes to sound smart.
Gravitas Ventures.
Matt, I own a flooring company, and then I do this. I'm not a smart gentleman. All right, Sean can tell you that.
No, not at all.
Well, A24 is the one that did like the Brandon Fraser movie, The Whale, the new movie that came out, Civil War, and the other film, Talk to Me. That's A24. So they're pretty big.
Was that the one with the hand?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. That was good.
Yeah, that was from A24.
So, okay.
So yeah, actually, that was a YouTuber also that created that movie. There was a YouTuber from their name is Raka Raka on their YouTube channel. They did mostly violent type of fighting videos and stuff like that. It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, YouTube, you got anything else, Sean?
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, not now. I'm just looking forward to seeing all this cool stuff, man. I love it.
I will say this, Matt. Like, I do not watch TV hardly at all. I quit watching anything paranormal on TV. I do my social media stuff, but I don't. I did watch Sean Austin's just because there was a tie-in at the end when we were going out investigating and stuff like that. But I do look forward to watching this.
I'm glad you do.
So.
That makes me happy. Actually, the thing that I also do this as a way for the paranormal community, because I'm tired of a lot of stuff that's out there. So it's like it's a refresher. Man. It's like a refresher. Finally getting something that isn't all about only entertainment. And there's still entertainment factors into this. Like I said, there's sound design, creep factor vibes I do with the sound design. So you'll see that in the film. So
well, we look forward.
Can't wait.
All right, brother. We will see you. YouTube, take care. We'll see you